Hello everyone, this is Zooc and today I'm bringing you a new video. This one is going to be a logo/illustration for a streamer for one of his shows called Removed from Play. This was the longest absence I've ever had, so apologies for that. It's been basically 2 months and a day since I posted the last video. There are plenty of excuses I could come up with for that, but let's not get into that. I had to be in Romania for 2 weeks. Not had to, but decided to introduce my girlfriend to my mother and rest of the family. We spent 2 weeks there and enjoy the air conditioning, fortunately, because in Prague, air conditioning for some reason is not very popular. People just don't have it. I'm surrounded by like 15 apartment buildings. Not a single one has an AC unit. So this summer apparently was the hottest summers that it's ever been in the Czech Republic, with temperatures reaching like 37, 38 degrees Celsius, which is insane if you live in an apartment building, especially if you have a fucking computer and 3 monitors surrounding you, emanating heat in your face all the time. Yeah, those were not some fun weeks. So last thing I wanted to do during that month was draw and sit at the tablet and just like drip sweat all over it. So I took an extended break from all of that stuff. There's been a lot of working. I had to make the new t-shirt for the Cynical Brit campaign, which is launching this Friday. So be on the lookout for that. It is a weasel design and a pretty cool poster. The poster, I think, is like some of my best work, or most creative work I've ever done. So that's pretty nice. Let's see how well it does. And other than that, just been busy with projects and all sorts of random stuff. But I'm finally back, and I managed to send all of my rig and my equipment, my computer, tablet, monitors, through a courier from Romania to Prague, and it thankfully arrived intact. Everything is working. I also sent over a bunch of kitchen appliances and gadgets, which my mom never uses, and they just sit on shelves and take up dust. So I finally have an opportunity to take advantage of my huge kitchen with a lot of storage space and use all that stuff, which I paid a fuckload of money for, so it's no joke. I've always wanted to be able to use it, I just never had the opportunity. So that's quite nice. So things have settled down now. I can finally go back to a normal rhythm. I've decided to start going to the gym hardcore and finally lose that weight that I've been talking about losing for many months now. It just hasn't happened. There's always cheat days, and then cheat days turn into cheat weeks, which in turn into a permanent state of cheating and getting fat and being lazy, which is bad. Very, very bad. I need to get rid of it. I'm not meant to be fat. It's really bad. So that's happening. But I'm digressing. Let's talk about the design first, and then I'll continue with my personal shit. Basically, a streamer, this is for a streamer who approached me saying that he wants to make a show on Twitch, basically a talk show / podcast called Removed from Play. That statement is fairly obvious. He said he's a pretty outgoing person, so I went with a more comical, easygoing approach. Basically, a guy sitting on his armchair playing video games gets abducted by a spaceship. Fairly straightforward and looks good. And the guy was very happy with it. So this was like the first piece of work I've done on a tablet in about more than 3 months. I'd say it's been quite a long time since I've touched a tablet. And at some point when I was doing it every day, I was hating it. And then after I stopped doing it for such an extended period of time, I was missing it. It's like a fucking cat, you know, it sees a door it wants to go through, and when it's through, it wants to go back. It's, yeah, stupid human brain. That's how it works. But now I'm kind of hyped about it. I've been doing some practice on my own to get back into it. I'm not actually as rusty as I thought I would be. Yesterday, I sat for 2 hours and painted a portrait of my girlfriend's face, which you can find on Facebook. So that came out rather successfully, considering the long absence I've had and my bad previous experiences with drawing human faces, females especially. So I think is quite a good effort, worth its points for the circumstances it took place in. But I want to really get back into the rhythm of doing like drawings and stuff, and I've been contemplating this idea of starting to sell shirts on T-Fury. I've talked about the idea of selling shirts before, but I wasn't really clear cut as to where I was going with it. But now, after I've browsed like thousands of shirts looking for inspiration for the Cynical Brit design, I've stumbled across a few that I think that sold really well, which I think are not that amazing. There's so many of those. So there's no point in not taking advantage of an opportunity, since I have all my gear here, and try and put out some cool designs about random shit, not necessarily related to me or what I work with. Just, stuff people make shirts out of, movies, reinterpretations of movie logos, that sort of stuff. Just funny stuff that's cool to wear. No reason not to do it. And I have quite a few ideas already, which I just need to get started on, but I wanted to get back into the practice and rebuild some of my lost ability in drawing. As for pencil drawings, I can't remember the last time I did one of those. Unfortunately, I haven't really had the time nor disposition nor opportunity to make those, since I have the tablet now, which I consider much more important to learn to work on rather well. With pencil, I was already getting to a point where I wasn't really progressing anymore. I was kind of like stagnating. But with the tablet, there's also always room for improvement and getting better at it. So enough about that. Let's return to my ramblings about my personal stuff. I was talking about the weight loss thing. I posted on Facebook many times and made quite a few videos about getting back into shape and finally doing it. And at the beginning, of course, there's the initial enthusiasm that you really want to do it, and you're hyped and you're looking for workout routines and diet plans and recipes and all this other shit. And eventually, after a few days, weeks, even month, it slowly starts to die down, and you get, well, at least I do. I get back to the point where I've lost all my motivation, especially if I haven't seen much progress. That's where the answer lies. If you see a lot of progress, you're more motivated to continue, obviously. But I was interrupting it much too often, and I wasn't seeing enough progress, and therefore I quit every time. But this time, the heat is over with, finally. This heat wave that's been plaguing my face for 2 months now. Fucking sitting here sweating like a pig every time I do something. Like, sometimes I play StarCraft, and if it's a bit over 25 degrees and the game is longer and intense, after it's over, I'm sitting here like drenched in sweat. It's fucking crazy. Really bad. So once the heat wave has passed, I'm gonna start going to the gym and being more active and trying to get that discipline that I've been chasing for a long ass time now. It's been so many months since I said, oh yeah, I'm totally getting disciplined and totally starting over and making more content and doing this and that. Yeah, that hasn't happened. Never happens. People say in these motivational articles and books that it's good to be vocal about your goals and talk to people and tell people so they can, in turn, you motivate yourself by knowing that you promised something to someone. And unfortunately, that doesn't work for me. Like, a few years ago, I promised on Facebook that I would give up smoking. I think that initiative took about a week or two, after which I returned back to smoking all the time. So I guess I just don't care that much about my accountability, which is not a positive thing. It's very negative. But hey, doing my best here. I'm a person who appreciates the pleasures in life, and it's hard to give them up willingly. But it's all for a greater good. So this is a bit random, but for those of you that have been watching, you're probably familiar with my past a bit, if you haven't completely forgotten about me by now. But I appreciate it if you haven't. And this is going to be it for now. I have another video lined up for the following 2 or 3 days, another sort of digital painting commission I did for someone, after which I'll be free to start making my own stuff. Obviously, I'm really into this idea of selling t-shirts, so I'm going to be making a video for each design I do make, and hopefully it'll be quite popular. I'm still not sure how the entire system with T-Fury works. I think it's, from what I've seen, it's a 20-something day campaign, after which it ends, and if you get enough pre-orders, they'll start making the shirt. But it's quite good money. Like, I looked into it and seeing 50 shirts gets you even 50 shirts, I'm not planning on selling 5,000 of them. But even if I start off with like 50 or 100 shirts, that's quite a decent chunk of money. Really good. So there's no reason why I shouldn't do that. And anyone that's good at drawing or coming up with cool ideas should try to pour some of that effort into business, I guess, because in the end, it is a business. So anyway, that's going to be enough for now. Thank you guys for watching. If there's still some of you that still click on these videos when they pop up, considering how rare they are. But I appreciate it, and I hope that in time, if I do make more of this, the folks that have subscribed and have been here will start coming back and watching my stuff. So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Rate that shit if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.